Come on. Go. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another episode of Vlogmas. Wow, this is just very bright. Hold on a second. There we go. Okay. I was freaking looking like Frosty over here. All right. Anyway, if you're new here, my name is Kaidan. This is not a fitness channel. I feel like this video would be a really weird first video for somebody to come across, especially because it's like a car channel and then it's just like all of a sudden he's weightlifting. But the reason I started the video with the weightlifting is because I wanted to give a special thank you to my friend Owen. He's been helping me a lot with my weight training these last few months. This last summer I turned 20 and I just kind of admitted to myself, I was like, if I don't start my gym habit now, I feel like I'm just never gonna start it. And so I finally just made the commitment. It was kind of a struggle with school at first and I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to continue the habit, but I'm really glad that I made the habit. So if you're on the fence and you want to go to the gym, the best thing you can do is just force yourself to go once or twice and then try to find a friend to go with you, because holding a friend accountable is like huge for making sure that you stay consistent with the gym. But today I wanted to see how much I could deadlift. I wanted to see if I could get 315, which is like 3 plates, and I wasn't quite there yet, but considering I just started lifting weights a few months ago, I'd say I'm pretty happy with it. 291 pounds is almost 1.5 times my body weight, which is pretty exciting. Just a few months ago, I could barely do my body weight at all. Like, I don't even think I could deadlift 200 pounds. And I've just kind of always naturally never been like a super strong person. I've got my other strengths, like being able to embarrass myself in front of other people, but weight training has always been kind of a weak point for me, especially because in high school I was a runner. I didn't do football or anything like that. So yeah, you know, I got that deadlift to like almost 300 pounds, you know, not quite, but yeah, we'll get there. This video and this channel is not about fitness. I mean, maybe I should just do that. I already talked in the last video about making an episode about cooking food. I should just come for the fitness influencers, come for the cooking influencers. I'll just be a weightlifting, car modifying master chef. What else could I do? Animator too. I'll start making YouTube shorts that are like fully animated. I'll just figure out how to do all of that and combine it into one channel. But without further ado, today we're gonna get in some work on the bumper. I've got the door closed because it's just really cold outside. I was wanting to get some like better lighting from the daytime, but I can't really work on this with the door open for very long, because even with my little baby space heaters on, it's freaking cold outside. It's the middle of December, so I'm sorry about the lighting situation. It's kind of lame, but it's a cozy feel, you know? It's cozy vibes today. So in the last episode, if you saw it, you guys would have seen me manufacture these little pieces for the bumper. So just a quick recap from the last video. These are these little aluminum pillars that I manufactured to kind of like attach inside the bumper like this. And the reason I need these is because I'm gonna need some sort of way to hard mount the turn signals to the bumper. And I had a bit of a change of heart. I thought that these were gonna work pretty well, but I kind of lost faith in them because I thought to myself, well, if I fiberglass around the pillar, then the fiberglass will keep it from moving side to side, but there won't be very much fiberglass keeping it from just like pulling out of the fiberglass hole that molds around it. Even though I put a lot of work into these and I think they're super cool, I just don't think they're gonna work. I might do a test with them to like just mount them to some random piece of fiberglass and see how well they stick. But the reason I decided to just kind of abandon this idea is because I think I have a better idea to use a flat piece of steel and just bend it into the shape that I need. And then that will have a better time adhering to the inside of the bumper. Although it might be a little more difficult to get it in the perfect shape and then have it line up with the end of these little taillight pillar thingies. What the heck even is that? I think overall a flat piece of steel might work better. So if you were hyped on these, which I mean, I don't think anyone really was. I think people were kind of like, what the heck are you building? It might not work, but I still think it was worth a shot. And it was, I mean, it was my first rough draft. I've never built any sort of bracket like this before. So not the end of the world, but gonna have to come up with something better. I'm also gonna do some work off camera, figuring out exactly how I want this wiring harness to go. I need to take a look at the monstrosity that is on the front of the Mustang because it's just really bad. Like the wiring harness that I created for the old turn signals is just so terrible. And I need to put some work in and figure out the cleanest way that I could possibly have these turn signals plug into the car, because the wiring harness that's there, luckily it's all hidden behind the bumper, but it's so bad. It's probably one of the worst things I've ever built. oil. It's a disaster. There's resistors wired into it, of course, because you need those, and they're just like hanging down. I didn't even like mount the resistors to the core support or anything like that. There's going to be a lot of stuff. Hopefully it warms up a little bit tomorrow. I need to check the forecast because I was hoping that it would be a little warmer today, but it's just not. It's freezing outside. I really don't want to solder wires in the freezing cold because my hands will be shaking. So kind of working around the weather right now, which kind of sucks. It would be nice if I could get the entire car in the garage, but unfortunately when I pull the whole car in the garage, the bumper gets all the way up to like the washing machine back there. So that's not really an option. Worst come to worst, I'll just have to do it out in the cold, but I figured since it's really cold today, I would just do some work inside the garage. And so that leads me to the final point, which is what the heck are we doing today if we're not going to make the wiring harness and you're not going to put those brackets on there? Well, I did a very rough cut of this hole on this bumper. I didn't even like get this front part right here. Like this is supposed to be cut out too. So I think at least for starters, I'm not sure how far we'll get today, but at least for starters, I'm going to go ahead and figure out exactly where I want the turn signals to be located, because that was the other thing is I made these brackets and I wasn't even 100% sure where they were even going to attach or where the turn signal was going to sit. And I can't really know that until I finish cutting out the holes and figure out exactly how much space the turn signals need to take up, especially because the turn signal itself is bigger than the hole. Even when this hole is completely cut out, the turn signal is like, the top of it will be up in here. So there's only a small portion of it showing. It's kind of a weird design, honestly. I was just thinking about that. It seems like they would just make the turn signal to be the right shape, but the bottom section of the turn signal, like right here, is the turn signal itself, and then right above that in the middle is where the running light goes. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish cutting out the holes, and then we'll kind of do some placement things and get a better idea of where exactly these are supposed to go. Alright guys, so I just spent a ton of time like finishing cutting out the holes. Every single step of this project is like, I think it'll take X amount of time, and then it ends up taking like 3 times longer. So the holes are cut out, but they are not even really close to the right shape still, because the turn signal has a little bend in it right up towards this side. You can see there's like this little section kind of angles down and then creates this little triangle here. So getting that to fit the exact angle that is on the turn signal is going to be kind of a process. I think it's going to just take a lot of back and forth. So I might just do that off of camera and then show exactly what I did afterwards. But the main thing was just getting the hole cut out just so I could see how much of the turn signal is going to show. But now that I've got the holes like completely cut out and I know where the turn signals need to go, I'm going to tackle the wiring harness so that way I can plug it in, see how they're going to look, and then I'll figure out exactly where I need to mount the turn signal. So I think a lot of these episodes are kind of like random things are happening here and there and it's not really making sense. But in the next episode, I think it'll all kind of start to come together and you'll sort of see exactly what I've been working on this whole time. So I hope you guys have been enjoying these episodes. I know they're kind of short, but that's just the nature of Vlogmas. Also, a lot of you guys have been asking about the 944. So as soon as I get the body kit kind of roughly put on the Mustang, the next step is to get the 944 in here and try to put the engine back in. So there's still a lot of stuff coming in the next couple weeks, and I hope you guys are looking forward to it. But with that being said, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out and dream big.